Hello friends, I welcome you to my CorelDRAW tutorial. My name is Rafi Yakub from Excel Graphics and Multimedia. In today's class, I'm going to introduce you to color psychology in CorelDRAW. So before we get started to today's class, let's quickly look at our topic. So as you can see on the screen here, so the topic of today is color psychology in CorelDRAW, how to get more color in CorelDRAW, how to unlock more color palette in CorelDRAW, how to differentiate between RGB and CMYK in CorelDRAW, and how to apply gradient color in CorelDRAW, how to obtain color from nature, and how to know your design color code, among other things, in CorelDRAW color psychology, right? So this thing is very much important when you're talking about design. Color is very much important in design because no matter how your layout is good, no matter how your shape style, no matter how you're creative, no matter how your creativity is, if you are not very good in color combination, your design is not going to look very much nice. That is why I'm going to introduce you to color psychology in CorelDRAW as a first stage in our CorelDRAW class, right? So let's see how we get more color in our CorelDRAW. So welcome back, guys. This is our Corel X7 interface. So if you open your CorelDRAW, whatever version of CorelDRAW, you are good to go with this training, right? So all you have to do is to watch every step I'm taking in this video and see how I got more color and how I apply color psychology in CorelDRAW. So now to get more color for our design, there are a lot of color hidden in CorelDRAW. All you have to do is to know how to unveil some other necessary color for your design, right? So if you go to your home tab like this, so you need to look for window. So when you look for window, you come down below here and select color palette. So having select color palette, then you move down. So you see a lot of color that has already been hidden in CorelDRAW. You begin to unveil them one after the other. So the default one here has been checked. The document palette has been checked. So from this point here, we can pick any one of the color from CMYK palette, RGB palette, Pantone coated, Pantone fashion and truffle colors, and Pantone solid coated, right? So I will start from CMYK palette. So now, having select CMYK palette, you see the color appear down below here, right? But one other thing you can do is that in case you want to move your color palette from down below here, you want to move it to another place, all you have to do is to come here. So you make sure that your mouse turns to 4-point arrow like this, then you can drag and take it to another place. Let's say we want to take it to the top. Right? So you can take it beside of the tools. You can as well take it from the beside of the tools. If you don't like it in beside of the tools, you can take it to another place. Let's say I'm taking it to the top. So we have two set of color, right? So let's say we will need more color again. We go back to our home tab, window, then color palette. So we can select RGB now, RGB palette. So when you select RGB palette, it moves down here. So if you want to change it, you want to change the direction of the color palette, you can drag. And let me see, we take it to tools here. All right, so try to take it to the back of my tools. So these are the ways by which you can get more color for your design in CorelDRAW. So let's go back to our home tab, window, and look for more color palette. So let me take this straw match color. So you can see the color appear here. So you can as well drag it from this point here, and let's take it down. Let's take it down here. Very good. So you have a lot of color in your CorelDRAW that you can navigate when you are working easily. So this is how you get more color in CorelDRAW. So now let's see how we apply color psychology in our design. Let's take a shape, for instance. I will go to my tools bar now. So I will select rectangle. Then let me draw a perfect rectangle like this. Now, having drawn a rectangle, so I will go back to my tools bar. I select my pick tools now. So having select my pick tools, then I'll come back to my rectangle. I will right click on it. Then I will drag and press down Ctrl key. Then I will drag like this. Then I will release. So when you release, an information is going to pump up like this. Now select copy here. So having select copy here, press Ctrl D in a number of places you would like to make a duplicate. Now you can see that we have this shape duplicate in a 5 different way, and we still maintain the same column width, right? So we can select everything now. Then we go to our menu home tab here and click on group. Then we can press P to centralize. So now we can go back to home tab again and on group. So what I'm going to show you here is that how you get more variety color. Let's say, for instance, we want to start with red color. So this is our CMYK palette, right? So if you take your mouse to the color, it's going to give you the value and the code of the color. What CMYK simply means is that when you are doing a print design, you make use of CMYK, right? So let's say we want to start with primary red color. So if I select red now, oh sorry, I have to click on the, okay, let's start from this one. Then if I select red now, it's going to appear, right? So now we need more of red in different box here. So let me go to my tools bar now and select zoom tool. So I have to zoom out so that we can see everything clear. So I'll go back to my pick tools. Now I will select the second box here. So I'll go back to same red color. But in this case now, I want this color to be in a different figure value of my primary red. How do we do that? So we just click down the red. So when you click down, you see a variety of red will pump up. So from this point here, we can try to make a shade of red, right? So if we are to select this, so the color code is here already. The cyan is 2, the magenta is 100, the yellow is 100, then the black is 0. If we are to select the primary red, you can see that cyan here is 0, magenta is 100, yellow is 100, and black is 0. Now let's take a look at the third shape here. We go back to our red again. We click it down. Now we have taken the shade of this second one. Let's take the shade of the third one. So we are still under the red. So you can see the color code here is CMYK. The cyan is 13, magenta is 100, yellow is 100, black is now 6. I hope you are getting the color code logic, right? So now let's take a look at the third one, the fourth shape. So we still work under the red color, right? So we have taken the first one, second one, third one, right? So the fourth one here is this. So you can see the color code here. Cyan is 19, magenta is 100, yellow is 100, and black is 18. All right. So let's take a look at the fifth one. So we go back to our red again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can take the fifth one from here. So you can see the color figure here. So cyan is 0, magenta is 90, yellow is 75, then black remains 0. So this is how all this color is regarded as red in design. So this is how you know color psychology in CorelDRAW, and how you apply it is going to be the next thing I'm going to show you. And before we do that, there is another way by which we can use color psychology in CorelDRAW. So let's take a look at another example. So I'm going to delete this. I will select everything like this. Then I'll press delete key on my keyboard. Now I'll go back to my tools bar again. This time around, I will make use of my circle. Now I will press that control key on my keyboard and draw a perfect circle. Why do you need to press that control key when you want to draw a circle or you want to draw a shape? It's just to make sure that you have your angle move in the same size. So if you look at this circle here, look at the figure from the home tab. So I have 158 to be my width object. Then I have 158 to be my height object. So everything remains 100%. So it is always advisable for you to press that control key whenever you want to draw an object, right? So let me quickly go back to my pick tools. Now we make a duplicate of this also. So we have to right click and press down control key on our keyboard, then we drag. Then we release. So when you release, this is going to pump up. Then choose copy here. Then press Ctrl D, Ctrl D. So I need it in 5 equal size or so. Then I will select everything again. I'll go to my home tab and click on group. Then I'll press P to centralize. Next, I will go back to my home tab again. I will ungroup. Now, for us to know another way by which we can get more color for our design, so I will start from the first one here. So now, if you look at this place down below here, it simply means there are no fill. That is, there is no color at all. If you look at this side, it means that we have black color there. This stands for stroke color, while this one stands for color fill. All right, so now let's try to walk around with our sky blue color. So we come down here, we select sky blue. As you can see on the screen here, we have sky blue. So having select sky blue, now we need to get a variety of sky blue in this regard. So all you have to do in another method, you come down below here, then you double click to get another sky blue color, right? So when you double click this place, a dialog box like this is going to pump up. So when you get to this place, this is where you have the opportunity to know your color code. So in order to know your color code, this serves as your color code. So there are some cases whereby clients give you color code to make your design. So this make it easy for you to locate your color code. But in another way around, to know your color code, you can just play around with the color here, with the number here. So, but before we do that, let's take a look at how we get another sky blue color in CorelDRAW. So you can play around here. So you see the figure is not the same, right? So you can click on OK if you are satisfied with that. Now, from the taskbar here, you have your sky blue, which is the first one. Then second circle here, this is our new costume sky blue color. We fill it. So we have different sky blue color, right? So we need another one here. We can come down here and double click. Sorry. So we can fill it with this one here. So to change the color style here, we double click this color thumbnail. So when you double click the color thumbnail, you can play around and select another light one. So we can drag from this point. So you can see the figures is not the same again. Cyan here is 49, magenta here is 0, yellow here is 10, black here is 0. Then the actual color code is 7CDDOE2. That's the actual color code. Then you click on OK. So we have 1, 2, 3, right? So let's take a look at another one here. We'll fill it with this one first. Then we double click this to bring out the color palette. So we can change to color. So you can see the size, the cyan here is 35. Then magenta here 0. Yellow here is 4. Then black here is 0. Then the general color code here is this. So we click on OK. So now you can see that we have different variety of sky blue color in CorelDRAW. This is how you generate different type of color psychology in CorelDRAW. So let's take a look at another example of color psychology in CorelDRAW.